Hello, my name is Tanisha Lankford, and I will be covering the request for proposal and proposal overview for the procurement of debit card merchant services. The topics to be covered include the request for proposal, the statement of work, the proposal, and the conclusion. The scope of work includes services for the Outreach Georgia program. The Outreach Georgia program is a grant program in the state of Georgia to assist middle and high school students in paying for post-secondary education. The funds from the grant come 50% from the state and the other 50% from donors. Currently, there are limitations on the method of payment for donations, with it only being made by check only, via mail, or at local events. The procurement of services is looking to obtain debit card services to allow donors to make payments or donations online, as well as transportable services such as Swipe, where donations can be made at local events. As part of the bidder qualifications and submittal instructions, the vendors must be currently on the vendor list for the state of Georgia, have 3 years of merchant service experience, as well as knowledge of security and funds regulations related to donations using cards and online, nonprofit funding experience, have a certified project manager on the project that has been serving projects for at least 2 years. In submitting the proposal, it must be submitted in a Word document in 12-point font format, and the actual timeline to be submitted in Microsoft Project. The proposal must include an executive summary to list exactly the history and background of the vendor's organization and experience in working with the services requested, a management to show who will be part of the project and what their roles will be, the cost for the services, how you will meet the technical requirements, and the project schedule. The evaluation criteria will involve an evaluation team. This team will consist of legal staff, management staff, business owners, as well as other organizations within the agency. The evaluation will provide each of these individuals with a point system checklist to go through all of the criteria to be weighted, and it will associate a point system. The areas to be scored will be the cost, technical, and management areas. For example, this is a sample checklist, and you'll see in the first area with the cost, let's say the area is the vendor is at or below the pricing structure. The criteria will look at the pricing structure or the cost that the vendor has submitted in their proposal, and if they meet or are lower than the requested budget amount, they will receive 50 points for that area. With the statement of work, the debit card online services that are being acquired will look for real-time funds verification. At the time that the donation is made online and submitted, we're looking for the services to do a real-time verification to avoid non-sufficient funds or return payments. As well, no credit card payments are to be accepted. With it being a state program and assisting with education, the state does not want donors to inquire interest on these donations. There must be portable services available to allow for a swipe or some of the methods where donations can be made using a tool or device at local events. The technical requirements are requested to have a 99.9% uptime with 24/7 online support. Payment confirmation must be returned back to the donor within 5 seconds of submitting the donation. The services must follow or adhere to SSL security website protocols. The services must integrate with HTML and SQL in order to integrate with the current Outreach Georgia program website. The debit cards must be able to be accepted are Visa, MasterCard, and Discover. There must be a form available to capture the details of the donor to include their name and address, phone number, and other details, and it must provide real-time and ad hoc reports. Deliverable milestones that must be obtained include, from the RFP standpoint, of submitting the proposal, as well as returning an acceptance if you are selected, and adhering to the project milestones to ensure that completion and deployment takes place December 2nd at the latest in order to meet the biggest fundraising event that takes place around Christmas for the Outreach Georgia program. In looking at the proposal overview, the executive summary from the Chase Bank establishes that they've been working as an organization since 2001. They're also stating their experience in merchant services, indicating they have experience in outreach programs, and they offer lower fees than their competitors of SunTrust and Wells Fargo. As part of their management, they have indicated that there will be a Vice President of Client Services who will be responsible for managing contract negotiations and the contract, a project manager who is certified for 3 years to manage the project scope and timeline, the business analysts that will manage and obtain project requirements, and the web developers who are responsible for the development and program debit services. In meeting the technical requirements, they are offering a 99.9 system uptime. However, this is specified during the hours of 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. and once 11 p.m. to 6 a.m., the uptime is 98%. The confirmation they're providing to the donor is within 3 seconds, which does meet the 5-second requirement. They do provide the SSL website protocol, and they have integration with HTML and SQL for coding on-site integration. With their costs, Chase Bank has identified that their project cost will be $53,120, which comes in below the requested budget of $60,000. There will be no upfront cost or no fees in establishing the service, and their project cost task lists the tasks to be done for the work at the fixed price for each task, the pricing unit in dollars, the time to take to complete each task, the level of effort, the owner for each task, and the justification in meeting those requirements. In looking at the project schedule provided, it will begin September 30th, and it does show a deployment date meeting the requested due date of December 2nd. Each of the tasks have been identified with the duration of the completion of those tasks, the owners, and the associated fixed price costs for those tasks as requested. In conclusion, with the proposal submitted from Chase Bank, they adhere to meeting the requirements for experience and ability to meet the deliverables identified. Their project costs are coming in under budget, no upfront fees, they provide a demo of the services available, and they offer a secure and stable system with a 99.9% uptime and 1-year free warranty support and upgrades.